Hey guys, good day wherever you are watching me from. It's African football again. We have voodoo and spiritual influence take the center stage on the pitch and off the pitch. What is the name of your national team? Are you also coming with some voodoo? What is actually the role of voodoo or juju in football? Do you believe it works? I mean, do voodoo give you the result? Or there are something that we don't know about this voodoo thing. Why are so many African nations, club side, individual believe in the efficacy of voodoo? Time will take to influence the outcome of the result of matches by spiritual means through three different dimensions: the marable, the prophet, and the traditional rites. Does it work? Now, voodoo is used to influence the outcome of a football match by spiritual means. Through these three aspects, the marable, the prophet, and the traditionalists, does it give anyone the result? You can never tell, because this set of people keep believing and keep using the voodoo in football, not only in Africa, but definitely you will have seen it in some part of Europe, particularly among some English football players. Let's look at some examples. And I know that the famous one in Nigeria is the balloon taffy. Even though it does not give the desired result. But let's go back to 2000, Nigeria and Ghana African Cup of Nations Cup. Do you remember Laloku? Hmm. Do you also remember the match between Nigeria and Senegal? Laloko do not only believe Voodoo was stopping Nigeria from scoring against the Senegalese. He actually went on the pitch of play to remove the object. And the result shows the end justified. Now, let's look at some examples that also involve the foreigners. I'll be showing you a lot of images about General, his experience in Benin, also Westerhoff. Then, the likes of Taribo West made so many confessions about voodoo in football. Taribo was not the only person who mentioned voodoo being used by players. He testified against himself. And there are other African players, Nigerian players, who has confessed that voodoo were used in the national camp. You will see a lot of display on your screen as we intensify telling the story of African football using voodoo. Don't forget one thing: like and also subscribe to our channel. My name is Bamigbelu Ademola, award-winning photojournalist. I document the culture of football fans and supporters club. I also tell the story of Nigerian football. Let's go and break, and we come back. Okay, guys, now let's look at this. How can Federation of African Football, CAF, prevent this menace from happening on the pitch of play, because this is where the objects are being demonstrated most of the time. One thing is also sure: we might not be able to dig deep into this, I mean, the voodoo things that players, management, and nations believe in. Also, people have different beliefs that makes up their life. The Christian, the Marabo, the Islamic, and the traditionalist, they all believe in one thing, and they display what they believe in open space. Unlike the Christian that prays, I can also tell you that when you pray to influence the result of a match, it is called a witchcraft. You are asking God to deprive someone of his effort and give it unto you. But the issue is, we focus more on the object that we see. However, somewhere outside the pitch of play, a lot of people engage in prayer warrior, not only to favor them, but to give them what does not belong to them. How then do you justify or clarify this concept as we go on with our thesis? How does voodoo really affect people when they are playing football? One, they look for a player and they attack the player spiritually. And if that such a player does not have a spiritual backup, that may terminate his profession for the entire life. So they also look for a player and they do something in Yoruba land. That means they overload the player with some spiritual forces, or they curse you in such a way that you will always make mistake. Then some other players and team use voodoo to seek luck, because football is not just about the way you play it, how good you are. Luck is part of football, and I believe this is one of the things, or one of the reasons, why Africans and people that got involved in voodoo gave the excuse of involving. You have seen a lot of time team has played and they couldn't get a goal. Where do you think the god of soccer emanates from? Yes, the god of soccer. Where does it emanate from? So, spiritual for Africans who believe that most of